Welcome to a bonus episode of Brains on Games. I'm Dr. Brian McDonald. Last week I had a message from a game designer on Facebook actually, where he tracked me down. Benjamin Gauthier is his name, and he has designed a print and play game that's the genre or style of game, I guess you would say, is a roll and write style game called Roll and Cook. Now, Roll and Cook is a game that can be played in 20 minutes to half an hour. It can be played with any number of players. You can even play it online over a video conferencing, a FaceTime call or Skype call, however you like to do those things, a Zoom meeting if you want to do it that way. And all you need is a printer to print out the game sheets, a pen or a pencil, and 3 dice. That makes it pretty easy. Let's take a look. Now, one of the things that jumps out right away about Roll and Write is that you've got both French and English instructions, which is great for a game that's being played, around the world, but certainly in Canada, where English and French are those official languages. But here is the sheet that you'll be using. So you'll print up a sheet like this. You can take some time to think about the name of your restaurant. The name that I used wasn't very imaginative. Dr. McDonald chose McDonald's as the name of his restaurant. And what you do is you roll 3 dice and you write the totals here. And you can see that there are different ingredients beside each number. So you can choose one of these based on the numbers that you roll. Down here, you might choose one of those ingredients as well. So these ones are dependent on which round you're in. These ones can be used at any time. There's a few special abilities that you can use to change the numbers on the dice, and you can only use each of those once per game. So you're sort of managing some resources. Now, these are the recipes that you're trying to create. That's how you get points in the game. You might be making some sushi or a chocolate cake or a burger and fries. And so you're collecting ingredients as you roll those dice, and then you've got to put those ingredients together, either to make something more advanced, like using milk and salt to make cheese or butter, or using some vegetables and salt to make a sauce. You're putting ingredients together, so you've got to keep track of the ingredients that you have on hand. And this is a pretty big sheet with lots of information on it, so there is a lot to keep track of. There is a working memory component to Roll and Cook. Working memory, remember, is the whiteboard in your mind where you keep information so that you can do something with it. You're adding up these ingredients to create a recipe here, and you've got to keep track of what ingredients you had. And certainly I had trouble keeping track of what I had and what I had used. As you use the ingredients, you cross them off on your sheet because you just print these up multiple times. You can have as many sheets as you want. You can replay the game in that way. Now, you are trying to earn points by creating these recipes, by baking a pie, for example. And so that means you've got to plan ahead, because a pie requires some fruit, some sugar, and some dough. And dough typically would require you to use some flour and eggs and salt. So you're planning ahead and you're making decisions, both about the ingredients that you might choose based on your roll, and how are you going to put those ingredients together to make a recipe? What recipes are going to give you the most points? So there's some planning and decision making required. And I mean, the added bonus is that your kids, as they play this game, might be thinking about what ingredients go into various recipes if you're making something in the kitchen. So just recognizing that you need certain ingredients to make certain things is something that your kids might be interested in too. I know my son, who I played this with, has taken a cooking class, and he is interested in cooking, and he thought this game was pretty fun. He wanted to make the pizza because it was worth the most points, so he was definitely shooting for that as often as he possibly could. And that is Roll and Cook, a free game that can be played by any number of players that requires working memory, planning and decision-making skills, and can even help kids to learn about the different ingredients that are required for various recipes that you might be making in the kitchen. Thanks once again to Benjamin Gauthier for sending this game along, and my son and I quite enjoyed it. Hopefully you'll join me next time for the next episode of Brains on Games. In the meantime, if you have any questions or suggestions, you can reach me at brian@brainsongames.ca. Brainsongames.ca is where you'll find the previous episodes if you want to check those out, and hopefully you'll join me next time.